We are back, folks, with yet another review. So, welcome to the THEIMPACTPLAY, discussing and reviewing film, television, entertainment, and so much more. So, if you guys are interested in film, television, entertainment coverage, discussions, and hopefully we're going to work on some interviews as well in the entertainment space, you're in the right, quote-unquote, space. But now that, without further ado, I'm your host, Mohammed, from itsmohammed.com. If you haven't heard so already, I am also on another show. It's called On Track with Mohammed, a car show for car enthusiasts. So be sure to check out itsmohammed.com, which all the information will be in the description, show notes of this episode, whether it be on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many other platforms as well. So, let's get into this Sonic 3 review. So I finally was able to watch it literally earlier today. So I watched it in standard, unfortunately. So I definitely struck out on IMAX. And the reason, of course, if you're aware, the film that's pretty much taking over IMAX theaters literally in the nation, which is Mufasa, a Lion King saga, which I will watch hopefully in due time. So once I do watch, I'll do a review on that as well. I'm gonna watch also the Sonic spin-off, the first Sonic spin-off show, Knuckles, which I haven't gone into, which I'll definitely looking forward to checking that out as well. As you all know, I'm a big, not understand is a huge Sonic fan, but I'm definitely up there. So I definitely a little bit of a background. I've played Sonic on the Nintendo Game Boy Color era. So I also have Sonic Generations, Sonic Shadow Generation. Shadow Generation, I have it on my Nintendo Switch, and I hopefully buy it on my Xbox as well. But I don't normally play games. Literally, the main game that I do play is Motorsport. So Forza Motorsport, and sometimes I will drive around in Forza Horizon 5 as well. Which, as you all know, I am a car person. So yeah, or should I say, a track person? I'm more of a track person than I am a car person. But yeah, because I would prefer to drive cars than to actually look at them. Like I can appreciate a good car, like a good sports car. I definitely prefer the classics, like pre-90 Porsche. Classic is also my favorite. That's my favorite brand. But for the classic Porsches, those I prefer a lot more. I've rarely seen any. I've only seen them digitally, and I'm definitely planning on to hopefully see them in the future. And I just see them also drive them as well, and also be I'm working my way up to motorsports as well. So all that in the description of this episode. But I definitely talked a lot about cars, so be sure to check out the show as well. Yeah, so Sonic the Hedgehog 3, or aka Sonic 3. Where should I start? So what I kind of learned with the previous two Sonic films, there's a little bit of an Easter egg where the wife, the Wachowski family, does wear her color scheme of clothes kind of hints to the main character of the next film right after it. So in Sonic 2, she wore gray, no, not gray, black and red. And in this one, she wore pink and gray, I believe. And that's pretty much setting up, we already know who the next main character is. It's going to be Amy. I don't know if it's going to be Amy alone, or Amy with that bird that we all know. Or apparently people are speculating Silver as well. I don't know how Silver's gonna make his debut there. Like, it's definitely weird. And even Shadow's origin story wasn't the same as he originally was, because he was created from this. His original DNA was created. If you haven't known already, he was created from this. I forget what it's called, but this being that came on Earth or something like that. So they kind of cultivated his DNA into Shadow, and instead they kind of how they showed Shadow's story in this film was he was inside the meteor himself, which doesn't make sense. Oh, hold on, Sonic Origin. No, not the Sonic Origins game. Sonic's True Origin story. Here it is. All right. Nope. 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 Let me see. It's giving me the game. Okay. Oh, not Sonic. I put Sonic, and I didn't realize I didn't put Shadow. Oops. That was my. Okay, here it is. She had an. So according to this, Maria had an illness, and that's how she died. Not from guns. I guess stopping Professor Robotnik's grandfather's plans. Okay, let me see. Backstory. Let's see. Yeah, genetic engineering called Project Shadow. Military raid. Let's see. Let's see. Oh, of the alien Black Doom. There it is. I knew what he was. He was. Just pretty much origin story is almost the same thing as Mewtwo from Pokemon, where Mewtwo's DNA was cultivated from Mew. So this was the same way Shadow's DNA. Shadow was cultivated from the DNA of Black Doom. And then as soon as they showed how we landed in the meteor, like that didn't make any sort of sense. Like what? Stay true to it. Like it was like I don't know why they chose that. Oh, movie difference. Oops, I spelled that wrong. I want to know why. Wish I had somebody from the director or the writer to know what was the case being, why they changed that. Like literally, it's true origin story. See, they changed the Sonic's backstory are noticeable to fans of the Sonic games, as Shadow is now depicted as landing on Earth rather than being created from by Robotnik on board the space colony Ark. The creation of Shadow, which originally involved an alien arms dealer leading lending its DNA, was omitted, but the movie doesn't touch upon what planet Shadow came from. Perhaps leaving from that in a future movie spin-off. The film didn't dive too deep or kept the same near the end. The prison island, suspended animation, we know. But I want to know why they chose that. What was the reason? It's like, it's driving me nuts. Like, I have to know. So, yeah. So we have definitely, if you guys are definitely a fan of what we do here on the THEIMPACTPLAY, tag us and tag the director, the writer, the producer, and let them know you want them here on THEIMPACTPLAY. We would love to hear their feedback, what their story is behind changing the backstory of Shadow's origin story. Like I would love to know. Italian coffee. All right. So, I'm trying to think. What should I rate it? We don't rate anymore. We either give it a good movie or not so good. So, it's definitely recommended. But this is my first time And I think the reason being because I didn't enjoy it as much as I usually do. It was because I watched it, I believe, in standard. Let me take a look. As you guys can see, I changed my main phone. I have the iPhone 16. All right, give me a second. I gotta go to the EMC app. Me. Yeah, AMC. I believe it was standard because there was recliners, but then they also had what's the other one I used to watch before IMAX? I forgot the name of it. Let me see. Sonic the Hedgehog 3. Let me see. Dolby Digital. So I didn't. Let me see. Yeah, it was 215. I watched it, so that means this is North Point. Okay, so yeah, it was standard. I hate watching it in standard. I hate it. Like even the screen was so small compared to IMAX. Like literally, I'm like, what the heck is this? It was crazy. That's my last. That's the last time I'm watching this. I'm watching any film in standard. If I can't watch it on IMAX, I'm watching it in Dolby Cinema. That's it. Sorry, Dolby Cinema is my backup plan. It was crazy, but nonetheless, where should I go? So literally, the whole movie goes. Well, I'm not really gonna spoil it. It's been out for. Let me see. How long has it been out? I know it's been out for at least a week. Wow, I was right. December 20th. So yeah, 2 weeks. Yeah, a little over 2.5 weeks. Sorry, about 2.5 weeks. You're not something over, but it's fine. And then what was nice was they copied a little bit of Deadpool's acting, where he broke the fourth wall, and that was they didn't break it as much as he did, but it was interesting that they attempted something, and showing Maria as well. So they stayed true to that his later origin story. And then Team Sonic, Gun, learning the truth, unexpected alliances, unexpected twists and turns, and yeah, you'll see all that if you haven't watched it already. I'll definitely try to leave that for last. Yeah, I'm definitely expected. Like literally, it wasn't too bad. Summer Touchdown 3, December 20th. We know what we know. And what was nice was they showed him on the motorcycle. They showed Shadow on the motorcycle, which you know what's funny? He's on a regular. I don't know if he's on a regular motorcycle, but then again, he probably was. It probably was created by Dr. Robotnik, so I shouldn't think about it too much. Where we know Sonic, not Shadow can go as fast as Sonic, essentially, right? And he was going that fast on the motorcycle, and not just going fast. You know, we not and what was funny was his true is like his ultimate power chaos control. We did not see that at all. We just saw him going blinking fast in between spaces. That's the only thing we saw. We didn't see him like actually stop in time and essentially traversing around the stop time. We didn't see that at all. But nevertheless, he was traveling fast with the motorcycle. It doesn't make any sense. Sonic didn't even do that. But yeah, well, that's a funny little thing where that little thing was like I was like curious to why, how. But yeah, otherwise, yeah. So we're gonna kind of discuss a little bit of the spoilers later on. Before we get into that, here's a few words from our sponsors. So we shall return. Toodaloo. Be sure to check out my new series, Uncheck with Muhammad, going to itsmuhammad.com. And it's a car show for car enthusiasts. So you click on the link here, it'll direct you to a link. Give me 1 second. Apparently there's a little issue going on with that link. I gotta do it a different way. Let's see. Internet. Okay. Found it. So you click on here, it'll show you the social media links as well as a good amount of the podcast platforms that we're on. But yeah, you can definitely check it out, and you can also find me on the track. This episode of the THEIMPACTPLAY is also sponsored by Audible. Sign up for your free 30-day trial and immediately access to 1 credit. If you do have Amazon Prime and is good for any premium title, simply go to audiblechannel.com/THEIMPACTPLAY. Once again, the link is audiblechannel.com/THEIMPACTPLAY. If you do have Amazon Prime, you get 2 credits. So essentially, it's a win-win situation whether you have it or you don't already. You can simply sign up for a free trial regardless. If you check that out, and all the links in all the sponsored links and all that good stuff will be in the description or the show notes of this episode, whether it be on YouTube, Spotify, on podcasts, and so many others. I told you we shall return after a few words from our sponsors, but nonetheless, we are back. We have returned, and yeah. So if you don't want to hear this, cover your ears, pause the recording, come back to this later on after a week or so, after you feel you're up to it, to listening to this more of a spoilery discussion. Actually, discussing what kind of goes on within the film that is Sonic the Hedgehog 3. Excuse me. Wow. More coffee. More caffeine. Alrighty. Sonic the Hedgehog 3. So, like I said earlier, I give you guys hints that unexpected alliances, unexpected events, I'm trying to think of a similar film or character that kind of does the same thing that Sonic does, or that has been doing throughout his 3 films. That changes people. Naruto. So if you guys don't have watched the anime, you definitely have watched Naruto, where he changes people as he's growing up, and essentially becomes a Hokage. All experiences, all his comrades, literally the same thing with Sonic. So the first film, it was Sonic and Robotnik, and then the second film was Sonic and Knuckles, and then Tails, of course, and they all became friends, a family of sorts. Then after that, we already know it's Shadow in the third film. And so we kind of know that there are 2 Eggmen, and they kind of broke the fourth wall. You'll see throughout the film. I'm not gonna give too much away, but nonetheless, Team Sonic decided to partner up with Dr. Robotnik to essentially, because his robots were being used by someone else, someone he doesn't has no awareness of, as it's eventually his grandfather. That was essentially imprisoned for like 50 years. The same time frame Shadow was imprisoned as well. Okay, moving along. So it leads them to their lair. And of course, the grandfather was using Shadow for his own revenge on the Earth. He wanted to annihilate the whole planet. And of course, the actual Dr. Robotnik was actually blinded because he was bonding with someone, with a parent, essentially, of sorts, with a family member. And he just took out everything else. He was blindsided, which happens to the best of us. Did that. As the story goes, Shadow's being used, and apparently the destruction of Earth is imminent. And apparently it was stopped by Team Sonic and Robotnik. And I kind of have a feeling that, and then of course, Sonic kind of went supersonic with the emeralds, and then to fight Shadow. And what's funny was Shadow, they both became supers, so essentially Super Saiyans, and it was neat the way his super became. It was like white with like red highlights. Still, I'm like, wow, interesting. It was nice. So they teamed up. They all teamed up, or especially Shadow. And then I have a feeling that Robotnik's still alive, because in the second one, where he had the Chaos Emerald, he survived that too. So he's been surviving literally. So there's no way he can survive this. Like, there's no way. So I have a feeling, because there was two post-credit scenes, a mid-credit scene and an ending credit scene. So the mid-credit scene, what it was, if before I talk about it, close your eyes, close your ears, close everything, pause it, stop this podcast, stop this video, what have you, come back to this if you do not want to hear this. But, okay. So, alright, let's get back to it. So, the mid-credit scene, it showed Shadow picking up his little bracelets that are on his hands. So if he survived, that means that the Robotnik survived as well. And at the very end, no, it was all the way around. Sorry, that was the ending post-credit scene. The mid-credit scene, where they were doing that race again, where they did I'm pretty sure you've seen this in the trailers, where they tried to do it like a three-way race between Knuckles. This is before everything essentially happened. Knuckles, Tails, and Sonic. But they did it as a diversion, because it was his anniversary, the first day he arrived on Earth, so they did a little birthday celebration for him, a little surprise. And yeah, so I went back to that. And then apparently he realized he made it to his way all the way to New York City. And then what did he find himself surrounded with? Not just one Metal Sonic. Apparently a whole army of Metal Sonics. And I'm interesting. So if those Metal Sonics are there, that means that was Dr. Robotnik's creation, right? That means he's still alive. There's no way they would continue Sonic without him. Like, literally, he's Eggman. He's Dr. Eggman. And anyway, case or form. He was assisted by a surprise, not really a surprise appearance. We already know this was gonna happen. By Amy. And then what's funny was, I don't know why she had like a red hood on. They didn't show the bird at all. They could have showed like a shadow of her in the hood, and then not reveal herself. And then they just took the hood off. I'm like, what? What kind of surprise is that? We already know this is gonna happen. Just leave it on and leave it as a surprise for the next film. That's it. Plain and simple. Like, literally, you don't have to reveal what's gonna be in the next film. Like, what kind of surprise is that? But yeah. So yeah, that's about it. That's literally the whole story of Sonic the Hedgehog 3. the whole what's going on with the film, what happened, the good deeds, I should say. So, if you guys did enjoy this, did enjoy my discussion, my review, and so much more, be sure to consider leaving a review by going to THEIMPACTPLAY.com and then clicking on the link, which I will share with you momentarily. Might as well show you how, than just tell you to, right or wrong, if you want to help us even further. So, THEIMPACTPLAY.com, click on feedback. You can send us an email, Discord, leave it on Spotify, or you can leave us a voice message as well. I definitely help out a ton. If you do want to support us even further, you can. We're going to support either on Discord or Spotify. Your support definitely helps us do what we do best and give you plenty of content to enjoy. And we do have merch as well. Go to our TeePublic store. We have a good amount of designs, a good amount of merch. Definitely check that out. And of course, they don't have a sale, but they usually have sales like literally every week or so. So, like, won't be surprising when they'll have another sale. But yeah. Otherwise, we're gonna end this here now, folks. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We appreciate every single one of you watching home, wherever you are watching us in the world. If you want to send us feedback, let us know where in the world you are listening to us, whether it be domestically in the U.S., in Atlanta, or outside, whether it be New Mexico, Dallas, San Francisco, and many others, even around the globe as well. We'd love to hear, because we have listeners around the country, a little over 40 countries worldwide listening to us here on the show. So it's an amazing feat that not many platforms have achieved, and we'd love to thank all of you watching us wherever you are watching us in the world. Thank you to every single one of you watching us home, on your commute, on your workout, or wherever you are listening to us in the world. Thank you. But nonetheless, this has been a production and editing by the THEIMPACTPLAY, all rights reserved, and we'll see you all on the next one. See ya. Ciao.